Hey, this is Craig. We're here at Goods and Guitars in Odessa, Texas, and today we're going to be replacing a bridge that has popped off. What this is going to entail, we're going to move this pickup out of the way. I got to get the rest of the bridge off that's stuck on. We got to clean up all the glue, get everything ready to reglue. We're going to test clamp, get everything set up, cleaned up, and glue this bad boy back on and get her going again. So y'all stick around, sit tight. I'm going to change the camera angle. Okay, so as you can see, it's a lot of glue, a lot of gunk. This is really rough, but the first thing we had to do is pop this thing off. I loosened the pickup up. We're going to have to get it out of the way so we can get our clamps in. So we're going to go ahead and put that back in there, and then we're going to get the heat going. How I do this, putty knife, and we got the old heat gun here. We're going to heat the tip up. And then once it's hot, then we're going to work this little piece off right here. Trying to keep my hands out of the way. I keep looking at my watch so I can see the shot. I'm trying to do better. I'm a horrible YouTuber. I don't know if you've watched a lot of my videos. Some of them are good, some of them, not so much. So this is going to pop right off of there with a little heat. Done. Next step, we got to fix the bridge. Put this heat gun over here so it don't burn my shop down. All right, we got to change the camera angle a little bit more. I'm gonna go down to right there. All right, so this looks to be maybe walnut. So we're gonna glue this back together, but it's gonna be fairly easy. The only problem is we got to make sure the angles are right, and there's some gunk right there on the bottom to keep it level, so we'll knock that off real quick. All right, so yeah, that's going to go back together really nice. So what we're going to do is, I'm thinking CNA. That's what I'm thinking. So I need some wax paper. Just a little bit. A little wax paper down, a little of this, a little of that. Then we need some CNA glue. Okay. I don't know, can y'all still see that shot? Let me check the... Yeah, we can see what we're doing here. Get that right out of the way. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of this right there. And we're going to bring it around and push the two together. Almost glue my fingers together. And we're going to hold that for a little bit. I think I got some accelerator up there. It may be out. Ah, there we go, a little accelerator. Yep, it's gonna be one of those. I'm gonna give it one more go. Sometimes when I want stuff to stick right off the bat, it doesn't. And then sometimes when I don't want it to stick, it does. So and we're golden. That's solid. All right, so now we got that squared away. We'll set it off to the side. That way it can dry. And we'll come back up to this part. We got to clean all that up, and it's a mess. So we're going to start off with some 120 and a couple of small little sanding blocks that I'm going to find laying around here, because that is like crazy rough. There's glue stuck on there. So we need to get that not quite so rough. So what I did is I just cut me a little piece of plywood block, tearing some sandpaper off, and I'm gonna work this. Gotta get up in here. Because what it looks like is they finished it, and then they just scratched up the finish. And if that's how they did it, it's not going to work out too well, because the glue's got to penetrate the wood on here and the bridge and then lock the two together. If you still got finish on there, it's not going to bond very good. And we are out in West Texas. It gets really hot out here, and these guys leave them in their trunks or they leave them in their trucks, and it gets super hot and the glue lets go. So there's a lot on the back of this. And it's almost, this is the second time I've seen something that kind of looks like rubber cement, and it's real gooey. So I'm not real sure what it is they used, but it didn't work. So we're gonna get all this off of there. I think I'm gonna have to set that down there. We're gonna put this in here. Professional world, which I am not. And we're gonna get some heat. Now I use a lot of heat when I do this. If you're not ready for that kind of stuff, maybe you want to just keep sanding, but oh, look at that. A little heat and it starts coming right off. I was smelling it, because usually when you smell it, you can tell what it is, and that smells like rubber cement. Or they put the finish on and then they just stuck the bridge down in there thinking that the finish was going to hold it. But this is really gooey stuff. I don't know what it is. But you know what? And this bridge may be molded out of plastic. And it just looks like, I don't know. I get some weird stuff working on these Bajos. You learn a lot. Yeah, that's just turning into goo. It's goo. Gooey. Goo, goo, goo. Alright, so I'm going to work on this. We're back. We got a little bit of heat on it. Most of this stuff came off, so go now get a beer or a soda, take a leak, whatever, and I'll be back. Make sure we got the bulk of it. Now this is really fragile. Fragile. It will break, especially on these, they're called these mustache bridges. And if you break it, if you can't glue it back together, then you got to make a new one. And I've made these before. Matter of fact, this is one of the ones that I've made, and they're a pain in the ass. So I would recommend not breaking it. And now I'm paranoid as hell that I'm going to, but I got to get all this shit off of here so it will glue down. All right, now I'm gonna hit this with some 80 grit to give it some tooth. I'm not gonna hit it with a 40 grit disc sander like it looks like they did, but I'm gonna hit it with some 80. So hey, there happens to be some 80 grit, right? because I need some support on that. So I got to change the shot. So everybody hold on to your beer. Don't spill. Ooh. Actually, I'll edit that shit out. Stuff. Edit that stuff out. Okay, there happens to be some 80 grit right here. All right, so now do a little razor blade scraper trick to get this last little bit of, we're gonna call it Jello. Why not? Because it damn sure isn't the right glue. All right, so we got that. Over here, we'll get this side. And it just, 80 grit gives it a little bit more. All right, so that's ready to go back on. But we're gonna have to do a whole lot more work to the body. So we're gonna set that right. Gonna be a lot of editing in this. All right, here we go. So there's places in here where we're gonna have to get this finish out of the way. So you want to set it on there. Make sure you're not scraping away anything you shouldn't be. And then, and it's mainly up in here, I can see finish, and it's got to go. It's got to be gone. It can't be there. There's certain parts of the build process that you can't fudge on. You can't mess around with, because the bridge will come off. Now these guys, and I'm not going to say who they are, but at least they got a saddle, so their strings come across, push down on the saddle, which helps drive the top. I've seen a lot of these Bajos, they don't have a saddle. Their strings just come straight off, and the intonation's all. So anyway, ran over, I'll shut up, and we'll continue to work. Another thing is, you want your bridge to fit the top of your guitar, your soundboard. You want it to fit it as best as you can get it. I mean, I've seen guys, they'll take, you know, rolls of this, stick it, and they'll put it on like this, and then they'll work it back and forth until this bridge just lays down on here. Because this is why. The way these things work, these strings drive the top. The better vibration that you push it. Some tight bond, and we will clamp this bad boy up, let her sit for 24 hours. Take it off, and as long as they take care of their instrument, I guarantee it won't pop back off. However, if you're going to leave it in the car and let it get hot, I guarantee you it's probably gonna pop off. All right, let's see what we got going on here. The most crucial point, especially on a Bajo, this is a Bajo Quinto 10 string, is this part right here, because this is where it's cantilevering, is this back here. So I want to make sure that is sitting down nice and snug, and it's not. So we need to I bet my head's like all in the way. All right, we're good.